Welcome to Gearhead Lab, your all-in-one garage for car reviews, trim comparisons, maintenance hacks, and real-world repair tricks. Picture this. You're driving home on a late evening highway. It's quiet, the road is smooth, the engine is humming the way it normally does, and everything feels fine. But then, out of nowhere, a small glowing symbol pops up on the dashboard. Maybe it's yellow, maybe red, and maybe you've seen it before. But you do what most people do. You ignore it. You tell yourself you'll check it later. You convince yourself it's nothing serious. Or you assume the car is overreacting, and you keep driving. But here's the truth that most drivers never understand until it's too late. Modern cars don't throw random warnings. Every symbol, every flash, every beep is there, because your car is trying to tell you something important. Something that could save you money, prevent a major breakdown, or even save your life. Today we're breaking down the 9 dashboard warnings you should never ignore, not even for a second, because each one has the power to turn a small problem into a massive disaster if you overlook it. Let's start with the warning that scares drivers more than anything else: the check engine light. Most people have seen that little yellow outline of an engine at least once in their life. Some drivers tape over it, some pretend it's not there, some hope it'll turn off on its own. And sometimes it does. But that's exactly why this warning light is so dangerous. The check engine light can mean something small like a loose gas cap, or something serious like a failing catalytic converter, misfiring cylinders, bad sensors, overheating issues, fuel mixture problems, or timing issues that could completely destroy your engine. It's one of the broadest warning indicators in the car, and that's the catch. The light itself doesn't tell you what's wrong. It just tells you the engine computer detected something going out of normal range. You might feel like the car is driving fine, but many internal engine problems don't cause immediate symptoms. They develop quietly until they suddenly become catastrophic. So when that light comes on, even if the car feels normal, you get it scanned. You stop pretending it's nothing. You fix it when the problem is still small instead of waiting for it to blow up your engine, damage thousands worth of components, or leave you stranded on the road. Then there's the oil pressure warning light, the one that looks like a little red oil can. If the check engine light is the one that people ignore out of overconfidence, the oil pressure light is the one people ignore for a much more dangerous reason. They don't understand how urgent it is. Low oil pressure is not a maintenance problem. It's not something you fix next weekend. It's not even something you fix tomorrow. Low oil pressure means your engine is moments away from destroying itself. Oil is the only thing keeping the metal inside your engine from grinding together. It reduces friction, cools components, circulates contaminants out of your internals, and creates a thin protective film that prevents metal-on-metal contact. When oil pressure drops, even for a few seconds, your engine begins to wear at a rate that would normally take months or years. Pistons, camshafts, bearings, everything can get ruined extremely quickly. If you see that red oil pressure warning, you don't keep driving. You pull over immediately, because once the damage starts, the only fix left might be a full engine rebuild or replacement, and that is why ignoring this warning light is one of the most expensive mistakes drivers ever make. But oil isn't the only vital fluid your car depends on. Another warning that too many drivers underestimate is the coolant temperature warning. Most cars show this with a red thermometer symbol or an actual temperature gauge that suddenly spikes into the danger zone. Overheating is one of the fastest ways to warp an engine block, blow a head gasket, rupture coolant lines, or crack your radiator. And the biggest problem is that overheating doesn't fix itself. If your temperature is climbing, it means your cooling system has failed in some way. Maybe a coolant leak, maybe a stuck thermostat, maybe a failing water pump, maybe a broken fan, or maybe the radiator can no longer dissipate heat. Once the temperature rises past a safe limit, the engine starts expanding beyond what it's designed for. Modern cars communicate in ways that older generations of drivers could never have imagined. And while most people assume dashboard warnings are just minor irritations, like low washer fluid or a slightly ajar door, many of these alerts are built on systems that constantly monitor the health of your engine, transmission, brakes, electronics, emissions, and even the structural integrity of components most people don't even know exist. Ignoring them doesn't just risk expensive repairs, it risks catastrophic mechanical failure, roadside breakdowns at the worst possible moments, and in some cases, safety hazards that can escalate faster than you can react. Too many drivers think, "I'll check it next week," or "the light will probably go away," not realizing that cars rarely heal themselves. A warning light is not a suggestion, it's a last line of defense. What makes dashboard warnings so misunderstood is the false belief that all alerts are created equal. Many aren't. Some are built to tell you something might need attention soon. Others activate only when the vehicle detects something seriously wrong. Wrong enough that continuing to drive could destroy an engine in minutes. For example, people confuse a simple maintenance reminder light, based on mileage, with a check engine light triggered by an active fault in the system. Meanwhile, the most severe warnings like the oil pressure symbol or high temperature alert don't just ask politely, they scream. They are programmed to illuminate only when damage is already underway. And yet, millions of drivers worldwide panic about the wrong lights and ignore the ones that actually matter. Another underappreciated detail is how interconnected modern vehicles have become. One warning light can be the symptom of a deeper failure elsewhere. A traction control warning might be linked to a failing wheel speed sensor, which might also affect ABS braking. A transmission warning might be caused by low fluid due to a leak that also affects the cooling system. Cars now talk to themselves through dozens of electronic control units, and one malfunction can cascade through the system like falling dominoes. This is why every warning light deserves attention, because even if the problem seems small, the consequences rarely stay small for long. And let's talk about an issue people never consider: environmental conditions. Weather can trigger or worsen underlying problems. Extreme heat can make cooling systems fail faster, forcing temperature warnings to activate. Freezing temperatures make batteries drop voltage suddenly, triggering charging system warnings or electronic malfunctions. Even humidity can interfere with sensors and ignition systems. Dashboard warnings don't just illuminate in isolation. They reflect the interaction of mechanical wear, environmental stress, and user habits. If you drive aggressively, tow heavy loads, idle for long periods, or use poor quality fuel, your likelihood of experiencing critical dashboard alerts skyrockets. But the real danger is normalization. Drivers get used to lights being on. A check engine light stays lit for months. A TPMS light stays on every winter. A battery light flickers occasionally. People tell themselves, the car still drives fine, because the human brain adapts to repeated stimuli. This is incredibly risky. Warnings are meant to be abnormal. They should never become part of your everyday driving environment. When they do, it's a sign not of a harmless problem, but a cultural habit of ignoring the most basic communication system your car uses to protect itself and you. Mechanics report that most catastrophic failures they see could have been prevented if the driver reacted when the first warning light came on. Overheated engines that seize and become totaled, turbos destroyed by low oil, ABS modules fried because the brake warning was ignored, transmissions slipped beyond repair because the fluid warning was dismissed as a glitch. Even structural failures like wheel hub collapses have been traced back to ignored traction control or ABS warnings. The car told the driver just didn't listen. When you treat dashboard warnings seriously, you not only extend the life of your car, you save money. Think about it. Ignoring a brake pad warning might cost you an entire rotor replacement. Ignoring a low coolant warning might cost you a head gasket job that runs over $1,000. Ignoring an oil pressure warning can destroy your entire engine. People often think maintaining a car is expensive, but it's neglect that actually costs the most. Small problems always keep getting bigger, and cars reward the drivers who take warnings seriously. And drivers often underestimate how warning systems are designed. Engineers spend years calibrating them. Oil pressure sensors, for example, are tuned so precisely that a few psi of pressure loss triggers the alert because the engine's survival depends on it. Temperature sensors don't warn you when it's beginning to overheat. They warn you when the engine is already at risk of warping metal. Transmission control modules monitor microseconds of delay between shifts to detect early slippage. Cars today are smarter than drivers think, and when they warn you, it's because the system has already detected something measurable and dangerous. Even the color of the warning matters. Yellow typically means caution. Red means immediate action required. Flashing red, stop the car now. Flashing check engine light, severe misfire, raw fuel is entering the catalytic converter and overheating it, which can start a fire. Brake warning in red, you may have little or no braking power left. Battery warning, the alternator may stop charging soon and the car will shut down while driving. These are not mild concerns. They are conditions with the real potential to put you on the side of a highway with smoke pouring out of your hood. What's even more surprising is that many dashboard warnings are not about things failing. They are about preventing failures before they happen. Low oil warnings catch consumption issues early. Tire pressure warnings alert drivers to slow leaks before a blowout. Transmission temperature warnings protect against towing overload. Stability control warnings help prevent skids before you lose control. These lights exist because engineers understand that machines wear, conditions change, and humans make mistakes. Cars warn you to keep you safe, and a responsible driver never treats those warnings as optional. If you forget routine maintenance like oil changes or coolant flushes, long-term problems creep up. Even something as small as ignoring tire rotation can eventually trigger traction or ABS-related warnings because uneven wear affects wheel speed sensor readings. Addressing dashboard warnings promptly also keeps you in control of your car's future value. A well-maintained vehicle with no chronic warning lights fetches a far higher resale price. Buyers immediately walk away from cars with glowing warning symbols because they assume hidden problems. In the age of digital service records, every fault code and every delay in addressing it can be logged. Taking warnings seriously is not only smart for safety and reliability, it directly protects your financial investment. And finally, understanding your dashboard warnings creates a more confident and informed driver. Instead of panicking or guessing, you'll know which signals demand immediate action and which ones simply require attention soon. You'll save money, extend your vehicle's lifespan, avoid dangerous breakdowns, and maintain your car like a true owner, not just someone who drives it until something goes wrong. So the next time your dashboard lights up, don't treat it like an inconvenience. Treat it like a lifeline. Your car is speaking to you, and it's telling you what it needs to keep you safe, to run smoothly, and to survive the real-world stresses of driving. Ignoring those warnings isn't bravery. It's gambling with the most expensive machine you rely on every day. Listen to your car, look at the lights, and when in doubt, get it checked. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing and give us a thumbs up. This video was powered by Auto Shotgun Media.